Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Reese, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI, where today we're gonna go to Lost Wing eventually, but not right now. Because as much as I would love to go to Lost Wing, I feel like that's much better as like a big finale piece, right? We're gonna go help the villagers fight off this invading army. It's gonna be fantastic, but first, there's a lot to do around here, including some missives that have been delivered to Clive's chambers that we need to check out for sure. And then we'll go around and pick up, I think there's 3 quests. Yeah. I'm assuming they'll all be fetch quests of some kind, which will send us on a grand adventure. Oh, my gosh, there's a 4th quest! It's like finding out there's a 7th Toa, 2 years into Bionicle, and you're like, what elements are left? Light, of course. How fares the rest? The Guardians are getting along with the Axis fine enough, working to shore up the rest's walls when not clearing out a few threats remain. Few threats remain down the reeds. Though chances are we'd still be neck-deep in Akashic had you not given that horde your firm but gentle nudge. I know you've a realm to save and all, but if you ever in need of quick reviver, come see us and we'll tap you a cask. Martha, how kind of her. The flames burn bright. You have an uncanny talent for showing up where you're most needed, my lord. Without your steel, I fear the rest would be in the hands of the Akashic, and us, but more of their nameless numbers. Okay, I see where you're going with this. I can read. I can comprehend. However, with the horde now both thinned and fractured, we Guardians can focus our efforts on putting down the smaller packs without the worry of being overwhelmed, while Martha's blood axes can return to defending the Tor. As for young Oscar, you will forgive my sudden request for taking him under your wing. He is a good man, attentive, polite, hardworking. So, as you can see, he already has learned everything he can from me. He would do well to continue his squiring under a more worthy shield, and the realm has none more worthy than you, Wade. Such a kind gesture. So that's all going back to when we went and saved the Martha's Rest from the big Akashic hordes that were attacking. And, of course, that's when we got our young apprentice, who is just not here and is off doing other things. I think he's helping rebuild Eastwind, if I'm not mistaken. The Guard and League have put aside their differences for the time being, allowing us all leave to sip our snake spit in relative leisure. I guess for that, I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I would hazard we have your better half to thank. She put on quite a performance. As for yours, well, from one aspiring thespian to another, might I suggest working on your delivery and your projection, and those stiff limbs of yours, and your continence, and, well, everything else. We wouldn't want you to name Underhill the name Underhill a disservice, would we? Underhill's still great, love that. Clive, hello. You have the town's thanks for helping rid us of the thralls, but we are neither of us so naive to think we have seen into their like. Good Philip has taken to seeing that we are prepared should the ghouls come once again calling, but I oft worry the rank of captain has begun to weigh heavily upon his shoulders, just as I imagine the same might be said of you and your burdens. But remember, should the weight ever become too much, you needn't stand alone. Our hearts and arms remain ever open to do the Vale's doors, as do the Vale's doors. Isabel, thank you. We should go by and visit them sometime off the record. Hello, Yote! In your absence, shall I watch over my new charges, affording them every protection I am able? I only ask that you do the same for his grace, Yote. She's kind of good looking, isn't she? A humble request. Here we go. Master Clive, I apologize for the sudden and untoward gesture. Circumstances have forced me to seek immediate aid, and there is none other to whom I may turn. Your most esteemed Lord Uncle has presented me with a task most vexing, and I fear I am wholly unable to perform to his vaulted expectations, namely due to a marked lack of material aptitude on my part. To wit, I am but a manservant, and not a mercenary. While I maintain the fitness ample to attend to the needs of a manor, to the attending of bandits in back alleys, I am sorely ill-equipped. If it please you, my lord, prithee come and see me at Martha's Rest, where I shall proceed to explain my predicament in full. Sebastian Rutherford. Yeah, okay, I gotcha. I'll come help you.
Rutherford. Wasn't that the name of my uncle's manservant?
That is what was implied in the letter. Dealing with bandits of some sort, I think. Smooth like butter indeed. We're going to go ahead and track that one, but I'm not really sure if it's going to end up being our priority. It kind of depends on where the rest of these lead us. And remember, there are 3 of... Oh my gosh, Oscar's here!
My Lord Marquis, I heard about Eastpool. That some of my fellow guardians are to build a new home there. Both for themselves and for Madame Martha's bearers. Is it true?
It's true. The village is to be rebuilt.
Didn't we say he needed to go help?
I have many fond memories of Eastpool. When I was a child, we would visit my aunt and uncle often. They would lavish attention upon me as if I were the son they never had. I went to see Aunt Hannah after my uncle passed away, but not nearly as often as I should have.
Oscar, I'd like you to assist Sir Wade in the rebuilding efforts.
But my lord, my training is not yet complete. I couldn't possibly.
I warned you I might not be the easiest of masters, but I'm not as hard-hearted as that. Go. Be with your aunt. Rebuild her home. Is what she would have wanted.
Yes, my lord. Thank you, my lord.
Beautiful, but he's not leaving, and he's just going to be there. I don't think he's ever going to actually leave. I think he's always just going to be there, and we still have no way to get in here, and you know that at some point we're going to, and it's going to be filled with magical wonders beyond our human understanding. But in the meantime, hey Goats, how are you doing?
What am I gonna do?
I'm in already! I'm already invested!
You seem more discomposed than usual.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I'm in a bit of a muddle. Oh, I think Nan might be in trouble, and she's...
It's all right. You can tell me.
There was a trader came by. One of our usuals, like. Said he'd heard some rotten rumours about her down Dallymill Way. Folk are saying she's been selling to bandits and cutthroats and that. I mean, she's fond of a chance to make a coin or two, aye, but she'd never do business with baddies. Especially not the kind who go hurting people who haven't done out. I wanted to ask her about it myself, but I'm scared she'll give us a tongue lashing. She'd never give your tongue a lashing, though, would she?
I mean, I think she might.
Don't worry. I'll speak to her.
Oh, thanks, Clive. You'll let me know what she says, won't you?
Of course. I'm sure it's all just a misunderstanding.
I don't think it is. I think she absolutely would sell to cutthroats and bandits and the like. But only so much as it serves her duties here. She's certainly the sort, isn't she? Should we go ahead and talk to her? I mean, she's literally standing right here. It seems foolish to continue on with our other errands before just, like, checking in with Karen here.
Lady Karen. How's business?
Not nearly as foul as the weather.
I can't believe I just realized this, and I'll tell you once this exchange is done.
Both in and out of the hideaway?
Can't complain. Wait. What exactly are you getting at? Not once in 5 long years do you pay my affairs half a care, but here you are today raking me over the coals like a bloody popoto?
Just asking. Out of interest. All right. I'm here because I was told that certain rumors have been circulating. About you selling weapons to brigands.
Oh, are you? And who was it who knows me so well as to tell tales of my evil exploits?
Oh, it's just a potato.
I didn't exactly hear firsthand. All I know is that someone in Dallymill has been spreading word to that effect.
And what? You believe it? You think I'm profiting off the blood of innocents, do you?
I'm just asking for your position on the matter.
I've done things I'm not proud of. Might be there were a time when I turned a blind eye to the wretchedness of the world so I could line my pocket. But that woman is no more. And you'd know that if you'd ever paid the slightest bit of notice.
You're right, Lady Karen. I apologize. It was wrong of me to doubt you.
No, it was. Now, I reckon you've got better things to do than pointing your do-gooding finger at a poor old woman.
Okay, but she's provided no evidence.
Good day.
Are we just going to take her word for it? Also, I just realized that the door around there is the door into her shop. That's why we can't open it, but also, why even have the door... I guess you're not really interacting with the door, you're interacting with the sign. But that just kind of implies that there's a way to get in there, doesn't it? It sets up the expectation. Goats, don't look so sad.
I spoke with Lady Karen.
What did she say?
That
She
the
said she's
rumors
a
were
criminal...
unfounded,
Oh.
and that I was a fool for thinking they might hold any truth, along with some other things that made her feelings clear. And while it sounds like she may have done things she regretted in her past, she says those days are behind her.
Oh, well, that's good. I knew Nan wasn't caught up in out bad. But why would people say she was? What did she ever do to them? It's not right.
No, it's not. But people do things for all sorts of reasons. Perhaps we'll never know.
Well, I'm going to find out. That trader, he said they were all talking about her in Dalimil. So that's where I'm going. I'll find someone who'll tell me, you'll see.
Are you sure that's wise? Whoever's spreading these rumors means Karen ill.
Oh, right. But that's why you'll be coming with me, isn't it, Clive?
I suppose it is.
Okay, so we've got a mission abroad. That's one of them. Well, now we're up to 2. So we need to go to Martha's Rest, and we need to go with Goots to Dalimil. And also,
Blasted book.
we're going to change our song to Marinate Yard Choke. What is that? No, I'm trying to interact with this. We bought a couple of songs. So we have Hide Hideaway. Right now, Twilight is playing. Will it just play random songs? I didn't realize that. We also have a question mark acquired during the main scenario. Oh, hold on. Purchased from a vendor. So it'll tell me all of the songs that are out there. Found in a treasure coffer. Interesting. I had no idea. I've never opened this up before. The Sound of Silence? Da-da-da, da-da-da. That one? What if this is actually the licensed song? Oh. It's actual silence is what it is. I get it. We've got a new song playing. This lady's yelling about a blasted book. And some lady over there's talking about having lost her appetite, but I don't think that's relevant to this situation. Or it could be. I mean, I guess we'll find out.
Here, you put me in this situation, Clive. You can bloody well get me out of it. I need a hand with a recipe.
Now, the last time we helped you with the
Sure it's me you're
recipe,
looking for? I'm not much of a cook.
didn't we end up with some sort of
I'm all the
gross
cook we'll be needing,
scorpion
thank you very
purple
much.
goo?
What I want from you is a little of your time, right? Oh, and perhaps your sword.
Yeah, no, that's where I thought
You
this was
remember
going.
Ivan's stew, right? Well, despite the look of the thing and that awful stench, people wolf it down.
I don't believe
So I
that.
thought I'd try making one of these supposed masterpieces myself. Had a peek at the book and gave it a go, but, well,
It wasn't as straightforward as you'd hoped. Ivan had the same problem.
yeah, but this is my blimmin' kitchen, and I will not be outdone. So if you don't want to be seen as playing favourites, I suggest you lend me a hand.
I mean, it's bold of you to assume that I would be concerned with that, but sure.
I've never been one to play favorites, Molly. And I would be only too happy to lend you a hand. So, what's on the menu this time?
A fried mortress of skyworm. That's one heck of a name, innit? Recipe seemed easy enough to an old hand like myself. Thought I'd followed it to a T.
What is this recipe
Only,
book?
Turns out skyworm livers and drake's mint are not what I thought they were. At least I hope they're not, given the rancid mess they made.
Yvonne said the recipes in the culinary pilgrimage date back centuries. Who's to say the ingredients even exist anymore?
True.
Ah, that's a question for a scholar, wouldn't you say? Perhaps you know of one?
I do, and I'm actually headed that way.
The old fella who haunts the shelves, maybe?
Fine. I'll go and speak to Harpocrates. Perhaps he'll know something. And if he does, I'll see if I can find your ingredients for you.
You do that. Lest we forget, you've got a reputation to uphold.
Now, why could she simply not just walk up the stairs? Let me show you what she's asking us to do. What she wants us to do, which she is unable to do, I guess because she needs to tend to the kitchen, is this. Now, I know this looks like quite the delicate operation so far, and that perhaps this might be a little exhausting for the average human being, and you would need a grand and talented adventurer to complete such a challenge, but there we go, we've made it halfway. Now all she needs to do is cross here, across what appears to be, I can't tell if this is like metal or some sort of carpet work, and all you gotta do is just walk up to the man, and then all she had to do is press X. Now maybe she doesn't have a controller, I don't know.
Harpocrates, I've come to pick your brain if you don't mind. It's about the book you lent Yvonne.
Ah, Valisthea, A Culinary Pilgrimage, a classic. One of my favorites, in fact. The young man did a wonderful job with the Chance's stew. I do hope we shall be able to sample more such marvels in due course.
That's actually why I'm here. I don't suppose you know where I might find skyworm livers and drake's mint.
Ah, so the fabled Sandbrequois delicacy is next on the menu. Delightful. The descriptions of fried mortress never fail to make my mouth water. Now, skyworm is a somewhat antiquated name for the wyvern, their ground livers being the paste from which the mortress is made.
Dragon livers. How very Sandbrequois.
One would have thought the disciples of Bahamut would have a touch more reverence for their icon's brethren, but apparently not. I believe the specific dragon the recipe demands is the blueback wyvern, said to be the very color of the sea beside which it resides.
So we know where to look for our liver. But what about the drake's mint?
Saint's bonnet in contemporary parlance, a herb which grows along the North Reach coast. I gather that one can locate the cheerful yellow flowers by their heady scent alone, so I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding them. I
Do you have a picture?
That people once believed game was best served with the flora that sustained it in life, in which regard fried mortress of skyworm is undoubtedly a typical dish of the time.
Meaning that if I find one, I find the other. To Northreach, then.
Best of luck, Clive. And do save me a bite once the dish is complete.
I can't imagine why you would want anything made out of dragon liver paste. But will do. Oh, hello there, and what is your request? I need to pick up at least one more before we head out.
Sid, perhaps you can help me solve a mystery.
I can certainly try. Who's gone missing this time?
It's not who, but what. Mid's scales, the ones she made for her workshop. I borrowed them to teach the little ones about weight, and shortly after the lesson, they vanished. My first thought was that they'd taken them off somewhere to play, but when I asked, they swore they had nothing to do with their having disappeared. Which almost certainly means they had everything to do with it.
Perhaps a visit from Sid will jog their memories.
I think it just might. Thank you.
No, thank you.
I don't like to imagine that my pupils would lie to me. But if they have, I'll have no choice but to discipline them accordingly. They were in the atrium when I last saw them. As always.
This one's got fire. I respect it. Again, this one's local, so I feel like we need to clear out whatever remains to do here in the immediate vicinity. Although, I'm not seeing a mark for it, and I don't know where the atrium is. Should we maybe just not bother with it then? I mean, it's not even coming up on my list of available quests over there on the side. It's been pushed down. I assume this up here is the atrium. This looks very atrium-esque to me. I could be off base on that.
I heard the Emperor was impaled on his own.
Yeah, no, that's true. The Emperor was impaled on his own son's spear. He didn't need to be, though. We were trying to kill his other son. Yeah, here they go. All right,
What do you reckon we
kiddos.
should do? I say we should just tell Miss Shirley.
It kind of looks like you broke the scales.
I'm telling you, I can fix them.
Rats.
Sid!
Hard at your studies, I see. And what is that? It's not a set of scales, is it?
No. Of course it isn't.
Well, not anymore, it's not. Oh!
And just how long hasn't it been one?
We're sorry.
But we didn't break them. We dismembered them.
Just like Miss Mididol showed us.
Miss Mididol? And why would she have you dismembering her creations?
Because that's the only way to become a ninja-neer.
Miss Mididol said, the best way to see how something worked is to take it apart and put it back together again.
With the accent and everything.
Well, then your work is already half done. Carry on.
About that.
See, I want a
Taking apart was
minigame
easy
where we
enough.
put it back together, and we're not going to
Putting
get that.
back we can't work out.
Speak for yourself. The heavy thing goes at the bottom. Then...
Yes.
You three need to learn to take responsibility for your actions. So let's have a look at these parts with fresh eyes, shall we?
Are you going to allow me to do this? Am I actually going to play some role in putting this together?
All right. Everything here was once part of Miss Mididol's scales. Every piece has its own role to play, and each is just as important as the others. If even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. So let's think about what those roles might be. You already know one of the pieces, the body. Its role is to support everything else. But what of the others?
Oh, okay.
This is called the arm. Why do you suppose that is? It doesn't look much like an arm.
You're right. It looks more like a wing. Like a chocobo wing!
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid? Will you teach me to ride one day?
I'll think about it. Now, what do arms do?
Hold things. So wait, maybe this arm holds things too?
Good thinking. You're on the right track. These round parts are called the pans. You all know what a pan is, don't you?
I do. Molly uses them in the kitchens to fry bangers.
I beg your pardon?
These aren't for frying bangers, you idiot. They're for weighing stuff. But what if I wanted to weigh Goots? I don't think he'd fit on that little thing.
Probably not.
What are the chains for? Holding the pans up?
Well spotted.
I'm with you, Lucas. This is awful.
In turn.
This could have been a very fun little side quest where I have to use the sticks to, like, guide Clive's hand and then hold down L2 and R2 to grab hold of the components and try to fit them in place. But it's not. It's not that.
Piece is what's called a cogwheel, or gear. Have you ever seen one before?
I have. Miss Mididol's dungeon is full of them. Most are on the floor.
She puts them in all her inventions. They spin round and round and round and round and...
That's right. They're very useful when you want to make things move. Do you remember if there was anything on the scales that moved?
I remember the arm moved when I tried weighing an apple. And then somebody
How
ate
old
it.
are these children?
Not my fault. You shouldn't have tried weighing it before lunch.
We know what part's supposed to move and how it's supposed to move. So, let's put the pieces together first, see what doesn't move, and then stick the cogwheel to that.
Not a bad idea. You see? It's not so difficult. So, now that we've taken stock of the parts and learned what they do, what do you think?
I think we've got it.
Then here's what we'll do. You tell me what goes where, and I'll put the scales together.
Oh my gosh, will we? Will it be what I wanted it to be?
Well, obviously you need to start with the body. All the other pieces fit onto it, don't they?
And the arms go on the body, just like real arms. Or wings, if you're a chocobo. And then the arms hold the pans, By the chains.
Very good. Let's see if that works. There. All finished.
Yes! We did it!
Well, with Sid's help.
There's still a gear!
Oh, I just put the pieces together. It was you three engineers who showed me how.
That's right. We're Miss Mididol's hairs.
Her hairs?
Yeah, hairs for the future. She's showing us her secrets now, so we can help out the hideaway when we're older.
What do you think, Sid? Are we almost ready?
With a little more help from Miss Mididol and Miss Shirley, I'd say it won't be long at all.
You hear that? It won't be long.
Until then, though, do try to be honest with Miss Shirley.
Wait, what about the gear is just sitting on the table still? Am I the only one who sees that?
Look, we never used the cogwheel.
You don't think Sid forgot about it, do you?
I'm not really sure if that goes on there. I can't fathom why you would need it. I also don't understand the implications of that. I'm not that I care all that much, honestly. We're gonna head out now and just report back in and let her know what happened. What was the point of all that? Was it just to kind of...
Is there anything we can do? It doesn't feel right sitting around waiting for the world to right itself.
Where the heck am I?
Goat has some work.
How did I get here? This is not where I thought I was. Oh my goodness, there we go. No, the whole place is coming back together. I understand where I am now. What I don't understand was what the point of that was. Was it just to show that Clive is good with kids? Is that it? Or how he's got the patience to, like, teach them? But also, was it to be like, hey, wait a minute. Cogs don't... Hey, Joshua, how you doing? Cogs don't go on scales. I can't imagine why you would need a cog on a scale. What a bizarre waste of my time. Like, every other quest around here has been pretty solid so far, but that one was just boring and drawn out.
Did you solve the mystery?
It was as you thought. The children had the scales, or the parts of them at least. They dismantled them to see how they worked.
Oh, no, Mid will have my head.
Thankfully she won't. This might even have been her idea. Although I was the one who ended up teaching the lesson.
I'm so sorry, Sid. I know how busy you are. I shall see that the children are properly punished.
Please.
Yeah. With chains.
It seems to have taken the three of them under her wing. She's even calling them her heirs. She'd have them follow in her footsteps. And her father's.
God help us all.
See.
How old is
Sid,
this individual?
Do you know why Mid has been spending so much time at the hideaway of late?
She looks and sounds like she's like
Her studies have
13.
been interrupted by events in Canva. Is that not true?
Why do we have children educating children?
Isn't. The university offered her a commission. In exchange for full tuition, room and board, they asked her to oversee the design of several new war engines. To anyone else it would be an opportunity, but to Mid, who lost both her parents to war, it was a bitter pill. One she was none too keen to swallow. But that should come as no surprise. She's only ever cared about bringing people hope. The very last thing war can be said to do.
Which explains her heirs. She's working to give them a better life. And so should I. What's the odd engineering lesson?
Oh, you've given them far more than that. And I'm sure they're very grateful.
Tried very hard to justify all this at the end, and I'm not going to abide by it. This was a ridiculous waste of my time. I mean, we had to do it because we've got to do all the side quests naturally, but I'm not happy about it. I'm not pleased with that. I going back, I wouldn't do that one again if I had the choice. All right, let's go back to Big Map and figure out where we're going to go next. So, of course, we have the quest in Lost Wing, but we're not doing that one yet. We can head, let's see, Martha's Rest, and then we have to rendezvous with Goats in Dalamil, and then finally we need to obtain some Saint's Bonnet, as well as defeat a Blueback Wyvern. Those are going to be more combat-oriented. I say we start in Martha's Rest because it's a fine place to start. It's a good place to begin an adventure and, you know, get a good night's rest. I mean, we should have done it maybe in the middle, so we would get that good night's rest here at the end. kind of right in the midst of our journey. But I've made a mistake. This is what I've decided to do, so I'm just going to charge forward with it boldly. And I've already forgotten. What am I doing here? Join Rutherford. So that's in hand. Oh, Joshua came with me. That's good.
Are the bearers taking well to their new home, do you know? I sometimes worry how they'll manage without me to cook and clean for them.
It's a good question. Have you seen anyone here by the name of Rutherford?
Heard the latest from Twinside. That the Empress is no more.
Yeah, no, she's
Never
dead.
trust an owl bearing good news, I say. But if it is true, we might finally have a chance to get out.
So, with the giant marker above their head, upstairs.
My Lord Marquis, is that you?
It is indeed.
It is you. Then you received my letter. I am Sebastian Rutherford, Chief Steward of your Lord Uncle's estate.
Of course. We met once before.
Yes, my lord. Thank you for coming.
And what was so sensitive that you couldn't put it in writing?
1,000 apologies, my lord. I did not mean to offend. I merely...
It's all right. Continue.
I am here at Martha's Rest, at the behest of your Lord Uncle, tasked with learning what I am able of the realm's current state of affairs. And what I have learned is grim. The fall of the Mother Crystals has left Storm in a state of utter disarray. The subsequent darkening of the heavens has only made things worse. Akashic attacks, once unthinkable, are now commonplace. The gears of governance have ground to a halt, and without a steady hand on the tiller, the realm threatens to drift into utter chaos. Your Lord Uncle, however, believes there is a way to avoid this fate, and is determined to see it set in motion.
That sounds like quite the undertaking.
It is. Hence my having enlisted the aid of several colleagues serving the 7 high houses. Alas, I have lost contact with 2 of those colleagues already. They are both able-bodied and trained in the sword, yet in these dark times even that may not prove sufficient to keep a man safe on the road.
So you want me to find them? I'll need to know where they went.
One I sent to investigate the Republic, the other the old imperial capital of Oriflamme.
That doesn't exactly narrow it down. I suppose I'll start in Dalamil and work my way east.
Thank you, my lord. I shall pray for your success and safety.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Lucas makes an interesting point. Frodo's journey started at the Prancing Pony, and look where that got him. But also, I mean, are we saying that was... Did we want to go on Frodo's journey? Because it was kind of a little bit of a rough one, wasn't it? Remember that time he got arrested by Gondorians? And they were like, we're taking you to the city, boy. And then they let him go, and he got led into the mountains and almost ate by a spider? And then he just was gonna put on a ring, I don't know, and become a Dark Lord, and then he got his finger bitten off. I don't want that for us. That's not what I'm looking forward to. Alright, search for Rutherford's colleagues in Dalamil. We also need to rendezvous with Goots in Dalamil. So it kind of sounds like where we need to go next is Dalamil, which is why I'm throwing a whole wrench in the operation, and we're going to go over here to Northreach instead, and we're going to go fight the Wyvern and hunt those flowers down. I almost said those in reverse. Hunting the Wyvern would have been fine, but we're not going to fight any flowers. Well, no, actually, back in, near Martha's Rest, there are living plants. That's a real thing. So it wouldn't be entirely absurd to say that's what we're going to go do. But I have a feeling that these flowers we're looking for are just regular old bog standard flowers, the kind that just grow by the sea, and you pluck them up and you stick them in your hair, like one in your hair and then a basket full of them, and then you go into town and you try to find a match, but no one's interested in you because you're the weird guy with flowers in his hair. Did you think we were a girl in this situation? No, we're a guy. We're a guy, and we're trying to woo the ladies with flowers in our hair, and it's not quite working for us. We can't seem to fathom why exactly. Where is my chocobo? Bring me my chocobo. Bring me my big fellow. Here you go. I forget your name. What is it? Shadowfax or something like that? Chocobro? So which one of
You
these...
said I should be able to find what I'm looking for somewhere nearby.
Yeah, well, I see the
Blue
beast.
dragons and bright yellow flowers.
Should we start with the beast or should we start with the flower? I kind of want to start with the flower, which I'm assuming is right over here. And then we'll come back for the beast. And we could probably fight the beast entirely on Chocobo. Oh my goodness, there's a whole little patch of them over here. Can we pluck them from... No, I assume we cannot. Really? You're gonna make me get off... You're gonna get off my Chocobo for this? Why is that necessary? Also, why does the Chocobo cease to exist as soon as I dismount?
Now that is heady. This must be the Drake's Mint. That just leaves the Skyworm.
Yeah! Alright. I see it already. I don't need a marker. Big, blue, winged, and ready to be kicked. Watch this.
This must be our wyvern. Alright. Let's get this over with.
Alright! Guess we're doing this one on the ground. That's fine. This is good. I feel warmed up now. My thumb is starting to hurt a little bit, which means that I'm in the zone. I've got some sort of, like, permanent damage to the joints in my thumb, I think, from just spamming different buttons in video games for my entire life. I mostly blame... Well, no, I was going to say I blame Kingdom Hearts, because I was pressing X so much to win. But I actually do blame the Mario Kart ripoff game that was Angry Birds. I think Angry Birds Kart or whatever. Because it had tilt controls, but they were terrible, so I used button controls on my iPad, and I've played it a lot over the course of a month.
Recipe. Better head back.
And I think it did permanent damage to my thumbs. My thumbs are not right anymore. And so I think just because the way I held the actual iPad, and then the controls themselves, just not good stuff, not good stuff. So I would sue Rovio if I thought I had a chance of winning. But, I don't know, I'm not that invested.
Clive, listen! I found someone who says he's heard the rumours about Nan.
Have you?
Go on. Tell him what you told me.
All right. It's like I said. A wizened old crone by the name of Karen's been selling steel to whoever will pay her price, be they knight or knave. Says the more swords and spears she puts in people's hands, the more war they'll wage. And the more war being waged, the more call for swords and spears. And who will they all turn to keep them in steel? Why, the good Reaper herself.
And you've seen this Reaper at work?
Aye, it just so happens I have. You'll find her right here plying her trade most days.
Here in Delamil? Where exactly?
She has a stall here in the market, but if you're not the patient type, you can probably find her at her storehouse on the edge of town.
Is this where we find out that Karen has
older man than
a
me
twin
that
sister?
braved that particular nest of vipers. Feeling bold, traveler? I hope so, for your sake.
But she's
Now,
like
if that's
an
all,
evil twin
I
sister?
have places to be.
Sorry to have kept you.
I would kind of love that. That would be great. What a fun twist.
You don't think Nan's the Reaper, do you?
No, because how would she get out here most days?
The secret of how to be in two places at once.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, maybe she has, though.
What do you mean?
Lady Karen hasn't left the hideaway in weeks. So who has been running this store he spoke of?
Good question. I'll go and have a look.
And I'll visit this storehouse on the edge of town.
All right, but be careful, Clive.
I want her to be the evil twin of Karen, and also I want her to have an evil twin of Goots. That would be fantastic. Can you imagine? It's just Goots, and he's just as kind of like whiny and everything, but he's also still a giant of a man, and he's evil. He's just got like the worst of intentions. You're really not gonna let me jump over the river, are you? Oh, I keep forgetting you guys are with me. I keep thinking I'm going on these journeys myself, but no. We are being pursued by our girlfriend and brother. I don't know. We've come close to kissing a couple of times now. So I feel like there's definitely something there that we're just unwilling to pursue for some confusing and arbitrary reason. Can we get out of town over here? I don't think we can.
How the hell did they find it?
God, we gotta go all the way back around here now. That man back there was very irritated, but not nearly as irritated as I am. That was great timing on him, though, because that's exactly how I felt coming out of there and realizing that I cannot leave town that direction. This is the storehouse. I was expecting, I guess, a modern grand warehouse, not a little building that's like built up against a rock. So I don't know if the rock's...
is it? Thought I might have laid it on a bit thick.
It was a fairly unconvincing tale. So, what now?
That's up to you. Die a slow death, or a quick one. Boys, he's all yours. But that sword is mine.
Okay, but what about evil? What about evil Karen and evil Goots? I really want this to be a thing. Alright.
Leave now and we can pretend this
Hear me
didn't
out.
happen.
Okay. We start with this because it's funny. Was that... Wow, that was nearly 100% effective. The only reason they're not all dead is because more showed up. Alright, here, take a swing. Go ahead. Dodging is the way we charge this up very quickly. Come on. Go ahead. Okay, I gotta time the dodges properly is the only issue. Ah, never mind. There we go. And now we don't do anything. We just stand back and we wait. Okay, I feel like this did more damage the last time we did it. We might need to upgrade it. It could be that we were just fighting very weak enemies before. Hold on, we gotta deliver this. Our best move on this guy. Here we go. Beautiful. Gotta get that stomp in there. It really demoralizes the enemy. If anyone was watching from the sidelines, that was the moment they decided not to get involved. Like, I don't want to get stomped on. And then they run. That's why it's the best ability. We can't upgrade Stomp, can we? I think it was just a thing that you acquired. I don't think you could. I wish you could. Imagine Stomp, but also it squirts fire out of your foot. Specifically squirts. Like,
tell me what I've done.
When the Borgwyn finds out you've killed his men, he'll have your head. He only wanted that bull of a manservant, the dim one always clinging to Karen's skirts.
Are you telling me there's no evil Karen and evil goats? Really?
Even supposed to be here. Who the hell are you anyway?
What were you going to do to him?
The Borgwyn wanted him to get to Karen. I was only supposed to point the lamp in the right direction once he arrived in Dalamil. But then you turned up.
I know.
Go on,
we
then.
really do get in the way of evil
You're going
plots,
to end
don't
me.
we?
End me.
You're not worth the effort. Now be gone, before I change my mind.
Fucking coward!
I mean, you're the one running away crying.
Right now.
Fortunately, he should be safe, because he said he was just going to go check out a stall in town. Oh, is this the guy?
Your filthy paws off me, you naughty pated lout!
Stop calling me names!
What?
And stop spreading them horrible lies about Nan!
Well, that will be easy enough. For they are not lies. Every last word is true. And she must pay for her crimes in blood.
Blood?
Goose, are you all right?
He's gonna kill Nan! He said she had to pay in blood!
After what she did, it is only right. She ruined my life and the lives of countless others.
Justify this.
Loathsome harpy's very existence is a crime, and I will not allow it to continue. Goots, was it? I have no quarrel with you. Only with your employer. Run along now. You need not pay for her sins.
No.
No?
I don't care what she did. I won't let you hurt Nan. Promise me you won't hurt her, or I'll kill you myself!
Goops, no.
Enough, all of you!
Karen. But how did you?
You're a sight less clever than you think you are, the pair of you. Did you think I wouldn't notice the two of you slinking off together? Well, the whole thing got me thinking, who in Dalamil might bear me a grudge? and a certain snivelling shit I ran afoul of in my fairy years came to mind. Though it was just Bogan back then, wasn't it? I thought the years might have taught you some sense, but I see you're the same pants-pissing craven you've always been. What was it we called you? Wet legs?
You bitch! Everything that happened, it was all your fault!
Oh, that's a cute little sword you got there, buddy.
You'll finally pay for what you did to me!
Gooch, you...
I would have preferred to watch that happen, not get a fade to black. What was the point of it? None of us was gonna fall for like, oh, he stabbed Karen. We all knew it was gonna happen. Why not just show me him punch him?
Out of the way, I can handle this myself. So, wet legs, you remember what you told me when we last met? An eye for an eye. Wise words, Sam. Wise words. And now, it's time to collect.
Again with the fade to black. Blood-curdling scream indeed. Are we actually taking this man's eye? That just seems so cruel. Deserved, because I mean he was going to try to kill us, but still.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Is he...
dead? No. But I reckon he wishes he was. It ain't easy going through life one eye short of a pair. After all, I should know.
You don't mean...
Oh, don't tell me you didn't notice. Lost it to old Wet Legs back when we were working the same routes. Said I'd stolen from his strongbox. I'd done nothing of the sort, mind. But that didn't stop him taking his little revenge. So I took some of my own. Sorry, lost everything. His coin, his clients. Always knew he'd be back one day to claim his due. But he crossed a line dragging poor Goots into this. He didn't hurt you, did he?
No, Nan. Still got all my arms, see? Legs too. But what if he comes back again?
What if he does? First we take the other eye, then we work our way down. He'll learn his lesson soon enough. But something tells me the Wet Legs has learned it already. Right. Let's get you back to the hideaway. You've attracted quite enough attention already. Ta-ra, Clive.
Remind me never to cross you, Karen.
She can be a very mean lady. Oh, that's not the end of the quest, though. Interesting. They're going to actually make me go back to the hideaway to complete things, and that's okay. Wait, which quest is this again? Oh, this is that guy that we're, supposed to be finding and talking to.
I don't see your master here, so you can start by giving us all the coppers in your purse.
I already told you, I have nothing.
Then maybe we'll take that pretty outfit and the steel you're wearing.
Please! These men are trying to rob me!
I'll deal with this.
Thank you.
You that one's master, then? If you'd kindly pay the coin he owes us, we can pretend you didn't draw your blade on Republican soldiers.
Or you can go back to your garrison and I won't report you to your captain.
Oh, you're more than welcome to. He hasn't had many visitors since we slit his throat.
Sounds like they've all gone a little rogue. I didn't realize I could kite them like this into like a corner. There's a lot of potential in that ability there that I don't feel like we've fully exercised.
Stay down.
Overall, a great combat encounter. 10 out of 10. Would do again. Do you think they ever anticipate that the person they're about to fight might have magical abilities to just, like, squirt out blue flame?
I'd expect as much from Hugo's faithful, but these were men of the fist.
Desperate times, dude.
Much has changed in the Republican Army since they lost their rock.
You've seen this kind of thing before, then?
Many times. I was sent here to observe the situation.
You're one of Rutherford's men.
This is the guy we're here to find.
Well, then you have my thanks. I fancy I could defend myself against one, perhaps two, but a whole regiment. I arrived in Dalimil several days ago, but when I called upon the captain of the local garrison to make inquiries, his men confiscated my effects and locked me in a cell.
The captain is no more, and his men make the rules now.
Fortunately, I was able to bribe my way free, only to be stopped again by those soldiers you so kindly dispatched.
What of the Fist's central command? Surely they wouldn't allow such lawlessness amongst their ranks.
I would imagine they are unaware of it. Most of the army has fallen back to the capital and hunkered down behind her walls. Those who weren't recalled now rule the fringes unchecked, answering to no one but themselves.
Then it's worse than we imagined. You should return to Rosaria. It's not safe here.
I'll find a caravan heading north. You won't mind if I borrow one of these soldiers' coin purses?
Not at all. Now, to find this second associate of Rutherford's. If he was bound for Oriflamme, I'll start at Northreach and see if I can pick up his trail.
Sure. I didn't realize we were after two of them, though. Kind of makes you wish we'd waited to come up here before, where we could knock both of these out in one go, and we simply did not. I kind of forgot. I forgot we were after two of them. I didn't. I mean,
between here and the capital.
He's in a different direction
Rutherford's
anyway.
man could be anywhere.
Yeah, or it could be like right up here, just like literally right there, like such a short distance away that summoning a chocobo is going to be a waste of time, because we'll be there before I even manage. Oh no, we're just in a search area. No, he's right there. Is he dead? What's the situation here? He looks fine, just a little battered up. Doesn't look like he's on death's door or anything. Also, civilization is right there, man. You just gotta haul yourself another 30 yards or so.
What happened here?
If you're with the others, they've already relieved me of my belongings.
I'm not. I'm looking for someone who was sent here by a man named Rutherford.
And then you found him. I'm Alistair Rockford, attendant to the Lady Ariane of House Wellesley.
Of the 7 high houses of Rosaria. It's been a long time since last I saw my great-aunt. Is she well?
My Lord Marquis? Yes. Yes, she is. The Lady Dowager has granted me leave to assist your Uncle Stuart. I was on my way back from the old capital when I saw some villagers being robbed on the road here.
Bandits?
They looked more like field hands, but it didn't matter in the end. I did what I could to help the victims, but all it earned me was a pommel to the temple.
Which way did they go?
South, toward the gate.
All right. I'll take care of them. Founder knows I've met enough of their kind. You head back to Northreach, visit the Vale, tell them I sent you.
Thank you. I shall. Founder be your shield.
Kind of crazy that both of them were beset by criminals, you know? You'd think at least one of them might get got by monsters,
just
but...
resist, could they?
Oh, hello. Well, that's a big fella.
This one's ours, pretty boy.
That was kind of an epic moment. We were both taking a swing at each other. That was good. I liked that. Hey, how come when we dodge, we don't do that perfect dodge thing anymore, do we? Or do we? I've not done a lot of perfect dodging lately, so that might explain
Make for the
why.
town while you can. There may be more bandits nearby.
You don't need to tell me twice. Many thanks, traveller.
Oh, we got rid of that,
This looks to be all of them.
that jewel or that gem or that necklace or that bracelet or whatever we're wearing that allowed
I
for
told
it.
you to make for the veil.
And stand by as ill might befall the heir to the ducal throne.
It's just Clive, and I'm fine, which is more than can be said for you.
I will survive.
Strange
As
that the
long as he
garrison
knows
would
how to
intervene
love,
in such a brazen
we know
attack so
he'll
close
stay
to their
alive.
gates.
The garrison have their hands full inside the city. Some days they don't even send out patrols. There are few hands left to work the fields, and even fewer to transport the grain. The market stalls are nearly bare, and the price for what remains is exorbitant. It's not uncommon to see a fight break out over a crust of bread. When I said the ones who attacked me didn't have the look of bandits, I meant it. They were probably just desperate.
Rockford, listen to me. If you are to continue your investigation, you first need to seek the attention of a healer.
Of course. I shall return to Northreach right away. But allow me to thank you first. Had you not happened along,
Don't thank me. Thank Rutherford. It was he who sent me.
I suppose he'll be wondering where I've got to. I shall send a Bistolus as soon as I'm able. Good day.
Good day to you as well.
My uncle certainly has his work cut out for him. If it isn't already too late. I should go and tell Rutherford that his colleagues are still in one piece.
You want to clean up this mess first? I guess not. Hello, Martha's Rest! It's been at least 20 minutes since I was here last. Hope all is well. Hello, sir.
I see you're still here.
The Rest's location affords a constant flow of traders, and with it, a constant flow of information. Speaking of which, I received word from both my associates. They have resumed their investigations, thanks to you.
I only happened to be in the right place at the right time. They both seem to think the realm's prospects rather grim.
I am afraid that grim would be putting it lightly. Storm is in crisis, and if we are to free her, we must work quickly. And we must work together. Such is your Lord Uncle's wish.
As it is mine.
Beautiful. Smooth like Butler. That's clever right there. Come on. Also, we got the Breath of Light, which reduces flare breath cooldown time by 2.7 seconds, which is nice. Oh, also, we got a message from Lucas full of apples that says, "Yay, no death," which is fantastic. Yeah, I appreciate that. Or are those tomatoes? It could be either. Pretty sure it's an apple. But you look at that and tell me it couldn't be a tomato. They're both fruit. They're both very closely related. Not a lot of people realize that, but they are both plants, so they're basically the same thing at the end of the day. 8 months of membership. Lucas, that means you've been a member as long as you could have possibly been a member on this channel. I'm pretty sure that was 8 months ago we got membership. That's insane. Thank you, by the way. I don't know if those messages appear like on like up there and make loud noises. They might. I suppose we'll find out. I'm not sure though. That's pretty much everything we've got to do here. I think next up, we need to head back to the Rest. And I understand I said we'd go do the Lost Wing quest. We're going to go do the Lost Wing quest. But first off, let me not close the screen that I just went through all the effort of opening. And instead, let's get ourselves to the hideaway. Yes, sirree. So, we've got a couple of different places we can stop off, depending on which quest we want to wrap up first. I say we go ahead and wrap up the cooking one first.
Seems the hideaway's lost its appetite.
So, did you have that word with Tomes then?
I did, and he was as helpful as ever. He told me exactly where to look, in fact.
And what precisely will I be cooking up? Or is it better not to know?
Blueback wyvern liver. And, a herb known as Saint's Bonnet.
Ah, wyvern livers, was it? Well, at least it weren't actual worms, I suppose. Now then, you stay right where you are. I've got some cooking to do. Let's hope these grand old chefs of yore knew what they were on about.
Remember, she's making a paste from the liver, is what we were told specifically. Oh. Well, that doesn't look
And
so
here we
bad.
have it. Fried mortress of skyworm. Ivan's offered to make sure it's fit for consumption. Well, I say offered. He as good as begged.
And rightly so. Is there any higher honour than partaking in a slice of culinary history?
I take it he didn't like it.
So, not fit for consumption then.
What witchery is this?
Oh, poor
Of
fella!
the crust gives way to an almost violent richness. Yet it is the piquant kiss of the saint's bonnet that tames this savage dish. It is a tour de force, a force of nature even, a maelstrom of flavour and sensation, a graceful beast emerging from centuries of slumber.
So you like it?
Well, I can't quite tell with all that nonsense he's talking. But I reckon you might be right. It was decent then, I take it.
Decent? It's remarkable. And I defy any man to say a word to the contrary. Sid, might I suggest that you command a party of your finest men and women to procure a dozen blueback wyverns forthwith?
I'll give it some thought.
Why the response? Why the falling over and gagging? Was it just so oh my gosh, we got 25 sharp fangs. We are going to check up on our sharp fang collection, because I feel like we're really getting somewhere with it. But first, we're going to have a cutscene. No, we're not. We're just going to have a long pause for some reason. Items. Our sharp fang collection has got to be looking really good these days. I wish there was a way for me to pin it to the top. 1,816. Oh, absolutely. We're doing fantastic on that. Used in crafting, allegedly. Used in crafting, allegedly. Karen, how you doing?
Nothing like a dish of cold vengeance to foul the gut.
I'm sorry, Nan. I didn't mean to make things worse. I just thought I had to protect you. Like you've protected me.
It's a sweet gesture.
Someone had to. Your parents certainly didn't give a whit for your well-being. Reckon the both of us would be worse off if I'd not taken you on. You've always been me right eye, Goots. And I'd have you stay that way. So don't you dare go looking for trouble again.
Well, I will. If you ever need help, I'll do it again and again, and you can't stop me.
Why, you big lump. Fine. Play the hero if it makes you happy.
Thanks, Nan. I won't let you down.
There's nothing he wouldn't do for you.
That's as maybe. But if he's ever to make his own way in life, he'll need to start looking out for himself as well. Till then, he'll need people to watch his back, just like you did in Dalamil. Don't think I didn't appreciate that.
Of course. His family.
Stop it. You make me one good eye, mister. I don't go thinking
Which
that'll
one
do
is
you
the
any
good one?
favours. A potion today'll cost you the same as it did yesterday.
Okay. That's fine. No, that's okay. You gotta stop living in the past, Lucas. You gotta catch up, man. You gotta live in the moment. Oh, cool. We've got whatever this is in our chamber now. To some end. So that's all of the side quests in the region that we can do. In the hideaway and on the main map, except for Lost Wing. So we're gonna go do Lost Wing. Don't think for a moment we're not gonna go do Lost Wing. But first we're gonna use the forge.
Sorry, will it be?
And make sure that there's no kind of upgrades that we can get. Yeah, so there's nothing new. What about reinforcing things we've already got? Okay, no, we're good to go there. We're good to go there. On that front, we're going to stock up on our potions now, even though she's not going to give us a discount. Her words, which is a
Let me
bit
tell
cruel.
you a story.
What? Why? No, I don't want a story. I just want to buy potions.
Rumours wet legs were spreading.
Yeah?
Might be they weren't just tales plucked out of thin air.
I just want to buy a potion.
You see, there were a time when I weren't too particular about who I sold steel to, so long as they paid me the right price. Some women lust after blood, others after flesh, but me, I were always one for gold. And to satisfy that lust, I sold to opposing armies, stabbed my every client in the back, made myself the most hated woman in the twins. But then one day I met a man who made me a different kind of offer. Said he'd give me access to a realm-wide community of like-minded individuals in constant need of steel and sundries. On the condition I sold to him and his alone.
Was that the first time you met Sid?
Aye. And I fell right into his damn trap. He was true to his word, so I ended up being true to mine. And I soon started making the best profits I've seen since taking up the trade. And all without aiding or abetting any outlaws. Except Sid himself, that is. Told me about his plan to topple the mother crystals, you know. Said that with them gone, the realm would want for all manner of things. An opportunity for the likes of me to mint gil. Why, I reckon an enterprising individual could find himself the richest dam in the twins. And that's when he had me. I emptied my stores that day and moved into the hideaway proper. And the rest, as they say, is ancient bloody history. A dozen years on, and I'm still not the richest dam. Not for lack of trying, mind. But I can say that I have never been happier. You've all shown me there are some things more precious than gil.
That there are.
So don't you go messing it all up, or you'll have me to answer to.
I just wanted to buy some potions. That's all I was coming by here for. That's all I needed. I didn't expect whatever that was.
Aye, it's a dangerous world out there. Best stock up while you can.
Yeah, I plan to. I don't need to hear you talk about it. We could probably sell some stuff and get some cash, but we're not going to.
You'll not find a better price than that.
When am I coming back to Nashville? Okay, did I tell you about what happened to me the last time I went to Nashville? First off, what is the last elixir? It is the easiest elixir. Is it the easiest elixir to procure? No, but it's the last one you will ever need. Upon KO, automatically restores all HP, fills the limit gauge, and increases attack power by 10% and defense by 30% for 60 seconds. Is that an elixir you take? Or is that something that just automatically happens if you own it? 20,000 though!
Finished, are you?
I'm gonna say no to that, unless it's the type of thing that just sticks around for eternity. Jeez, the thing's expensive. Okay, next up, we're gonna have a quick look at our abilities and see what we can upgrade. I do like the fire breath. We've been having a lot of fun with that. This one is kind of interesting and kind of useful, so I'm tempted to upgrade it. Then again, I mean, I imagine saving up for the aerial blast upgrade, though. I mean, come on. Come on! What is this one? A massive beam of overcharged light that burns any enemy it hits. We should probably have that. There's also the fire breath, though. That's begin casting Mega Flare. Okay. So we can either upgrade Mega Flare, which is fun, and probably worth upgrading. Or we can wait a little bit longer and get Giga Flare, which looks like it would be kind of a good time as well. I don't know. I kind of feel like this is the move. We wait on this, so we'll wait on that one. Oh my gosh, the Nashville story. Well, we'll tell the Nashville story. Here's a hook for you. Tune in next time to hear the Nashville story. Till then, thank you folks for watching. God bless you. And I'll see you next time when we go to Lost Wing. Bye.